So what's going on, guys? There's a lot of hype this week as Easter eggs for charity is on its way. So to celebrate, I was thinking why not go and look back throughout Black Ops 3 and make a video talking about the forgotten Easter eggs, because of course we do a lot of Easter eggs in Zombies and there is of course a lot for us to do, but there are some Easter eggs which get pushed aside, and as the maps get older you start to remember the more prominent things and you forget a lot of the small minor things. So in today's video, I'm going to be compiling all of what I believe to be the forgotten Easter eggs in Black Ops 3 Zombies. If there's any in this video which you did not know, let me know in the comment section. If there's any I've forgotten, do let me know as well. And if you do know any of these, then make sure you drop a like on the video. And if this gets well received, I might go ahead and do this series for the other zombie games as well, which I'd really love to do as I love going back and visiting these maps again. And we're starting off with Shadows of Evil. Now we know there are quite a few Easter eggs, and when this map came out, this map had the most Easter eggs inside of any Zombies map we've had yet. As Jason said in interviews before the game came out, that this is the sort of map where you'll be finding new Easter eggs even on your 50th playthrough, and he was not wrong. In no particular order, we're going to start out with the upgraded trip mines. You definitely forgot about these ones. Now, it's very unlikely that you guys even buy trip mines when you play Shadows of Evil, as they're just so weak and pretty much useless. They're a 1,000 point purchase that, yes, they do get replenished every round, but they are pretty pointless. And to get the upgrade, you could upgrade them into two different things. You could get them into the sort of cakes or as these donuts, and we had the Devil-O donuts and Holly's cream cakes. Now to do this Easter egg, you simply chuck down the gravity spikes in front of any of these carts. Now you have to pick a side here. It could either be Devil's donuts or Holly's cream cakes. So in this, we decided to go with the Devil, and we got the Devil's cream cakes at the end here. Now you had to go around and find, I believe it was 3 or 4 different carts where you had to get a zombie kill, and once you've gotten all of these, you'll hear a Samantha laugh, and your trip mines will be upgraded into a confectionery item, which is very useful. And to really get yourself out of the immersive experience of Zombies and make it less serious, you have a silly sound effect which reminds me a lot of the Halo skull, where you put it on and when you popped off grunts' heads they had the birthday sound. Definitely a forgotten Easter egg. Now one which is a little bit less forgotten, but I still think it's something which isn't really done a lot on Shadows nowadays, is the upgraded Little Arnies. When this was first discovered, this was a true revelation, because we've never had a minor Easter egg that had its own in-game cutscene of sorts, as when you get this, it has its own little mini cutscene with the Arnies dancing on this little desk here in the burlesque. It's absolutely amazing, and you do get the upgraded Arnies. Now to get this, you needed to get a certain amount of kills with the normal Arnies, and then simply throw the Arnies in these different locations to pick up these different items for the Arnie, including a top hat, a bow tie, and a cane. And you see all of those with the Arnie dancing in the cutscene. Very cool. I'm sure a lot of you are also aware of this, but you may have forgotten that there is a free Gobblegum Easter egg inside of Shadows of Evil. I'm pretty sure a lot of people remember it in Dreisendracht more so than in this map, because it's very easy in DE. You simply pick up a plant and go back in time and place it down. While with this, you had to complete the rituals and open Pack-a-Punch, then get Widow's Wine, chuck a grenade in each of these lions' mouths so that they gave you a blank sort of gumball. You then took it to this window and placed it in, and after 2 rounds, it grew into a 3 Gobblegum of complete random. It's a pretty cool Easter egg, not sure if it's any useful or not, but there you go. Now another one you've definitely forgotten about is the Margwa helmet. This was like when they were really sort of testing the waters on the helmet idea, because they brought it into full force with Gorod Krovi and Revelations, but this was the first map where we saw a wearable item such as a helmet. Now this Margwa head protects you from the Margwa slam attacks. When you think about it, it is insanely useful, but I don't think a lot of people really go for it. Now I never done this Easter egg originally, so the footage you're seeing is from Resortified. It's a really old video, but nonetheless, go check out his channel, link down below in the description. Now to obtain this, you have to ride the train to the Footlight District, and while you're riding it, you must shoot down these 6 Margwa hearts that are along the way, and if even one of them is missed, then you'll have to do this ride all over again. Now these hearts only spawn once you've completed the main Pack-a-Punch ritual and once you've taken out 5 Marguas in the game. So just to reiterate, you have to ride the tram from Waterfront to Footlight, and then you can ride it from Footlight back to the Waterfront, and you have those 2 train rides to hit all 6 of these hearts, and if you don't, then they respawn. If you're not very good at this, then it's honestly quite a lot of effort, and I'm not too sure if you want to go for this one, but if you do, you'll be rewarded as you'll take less damage, and from behind the Marguas slam will not hurt you at all. And the last and final Easter egg is the upgraded shield. Now this is probably the most pointless Easter egg ever, which is why it's a forgotten one, because during launch, this upgraded shield, once you got it, you lost it as soon as a zombie hit it enough times for it to be destroyed. You couldn't go back and get a new one. Now in order to get this upgraded shield, you have to play a game of 10-pin bowling, where with the shield you need to rocket blast into about 10 or more zombies repeatedly 11 times over. You can't miss a single zombie. You have to hit over 10 or otherwise you will fail this, and when you do this you get given the Goddard apparatus. Now I'm pretty confident that they've changed it now so that if it breaks you can pick up a new shield and it will be the upgraded one, but on launch if you lost this shield you had no upgraded shield again. It didn't seem to give a lot of benefits either. It gave you 1 extra rocket shield boost, and I don't think the health of the shield was any better than the standard one. But enough of shadows, we've been on talking about that for long enough. Let's move on to Der Eisendrache. Now there's not a lot of Easter eggs that are forgotten because most of them we still know and love, such as the main one as well as the plunger. But one specific one you've definitely forgotten about is the skeleton Easter egg, where you can turn all zombies on the map into skeletons for pretty much the entirety of the game if you want to. Now this Easter egg changed shortly after release, and the way you do this is you need the Wrath of the Ancient's Bow, and you'll now need the In Plain Sight Gobble Gun. Before you could simply shoot these areas, but now you must activate In Plain Sight to see these as well as to be able to shoot them. But there's going to be 3 locations you're seeing on screen, and once you've shot on all 3 of those, you make your way into the main command area, and there'll be this skeleton on this chair. You simply activate and bam, all of the zombies will be skeletons for the rest of the game. Now here's a very small one which you definitely don't do often in Der Eisendrache. You probably forgot about it, and this is the disco Easter egg. This is activating the disco ball inside of the main command area, and you get a nice little groovy tune as well playing, and this can be activated and deactivated at any time. In order to do this, all you need to do is shoot the small sphere that is orbiting the much larger one, and they have to be aligned. Once they're aligned, bam, you'll get the disco groove to kick into place, and you can have this for as long as you possibly want, and to deactivate it you just shoot the smaller sphere again. Now the final forgotten Easter egg is one which I brought up quite recently, as it is very strange, and I guess now we've had more confirmation and talk about what this alluded to, and I'm talking about the newspaper Easter egg in Der Eisendrache. This seemed to allude to the location of the Revelations map, or at least the house area of where that location is, but it's still a very fun, cool Easter egg that you're teleporting zombies into London and starting off a massive sort of zombie outbreak there. Now to start this, you simply get the plunger, and then you want to go around the map to where these newspapers are and simply just melee zombies, and they get sucked up into the newspaper, and you'll notice the newspaper will start changing with different headlines until you eventually get the zombie outbreak in London news headline. But now jumping over to Zetsubou No Shima, in my opinion this has some of the best forgotten Easter eggs because there's so many good ones which are just ones you don't really do so often in your games. We're starting off with Spider Bait. This is a really cool Easter egg, but it just involves a little bit too much effort for it to be done simply every single game, and as cool as this Easter egg is, it is a little bit pointless because there's no real benefit of being in the spider. But if you guys don't remember how to do this, I'll give you a brief refresher. During a spider round, one of the spiders will have a red mist if you mesmerize it with the Skull of Nan Sapui. You need to guide this spider around to the 3 different colored waters around the map. Then you need to trap it in the cage and lower it, and then 2 rounds later there will be a big round of spiders that will be a lot stronger than usual. Once you've taken these guys out, you can raise the cage and you'll now be given a weird liquid which will turn you into a spider bait, which you can activate once around by pressing right on the D-pad. Now this thing is amazing because you scuttle around like a spider, you can see your player cocooned, and you can shoot at zombies, you can pretty much destroy them and go around the map and do whatever you want. Unfortunately you can't jump, all you can do is sprint and shoot webs, but this is still a fantastic Easter egg as we never got anything like this ever since, and I really hope they do this thing again in the future. Now, there's another Easter egg tied to this cage where if you don't do the spider bait, you can keep lowering the cage and you'll be able to get free drops from this area, but if you've done spider bait you won't be able to do it, and in this game I didn't do it because I've already done spider bait, so unfortunately I can't show you footage of it, but you can get free drops by lowering this cage. Now the next cool Easter egg, which is definitely forgotten because it's not something you really go for, and this is the distant monster Easter egg. Now in order to get this, you simply need to get to round 50 on Zetsubou No Shima. Not an easy feat by any means, and you need to be over in the lab B section to be able to see this thing outside of the map. Pretty damn cool, you can hear it and see it very, very faintly as it is what appears to be a 2D sort of cutout just moving across the background. Now another Easter egg is the friendly Thrasher. Now in order to do this, you're going to need to have the Skull of Nansapui and the Masamune, and you're going to need to mesmerize this wall here down by where you do the jump scare. And you'll see this little vine area here. You simply charge the Masamune, and whenever a zombie gets turned into a Thrasher in this particular spore, it will be a friendly Thrasher which will follow you around and will take down any zombies for you. Not the most useful Easter egg in the world, but still a pretty cool one. And the last and final one is the jump scare itself. This is without a doubt the best jump scare we've had in zombies, and it's definitely something you don't do very often, as it's just something which is obviously going to take away from you just playing the game as you normally would. Now, this jump scare is different to a lot of others because it's not centered in one specific location. This jump scare can be literally anywhere around the map, and it is a clone of your own character. Definitely the scariest jump scare Call of Duty Zombies has ever seen. I'd like to see World War II try and top this one. Now let's jump over to Gorod Krovi, where there aren't too many Easter eggs that we've forgotten, unfortunately, but the first main one that I can think of, which is definitely the most useless, is the upgraded Dragon Strike, the Draconite controller. Now this is a pretty pointless upgrade, as you have to go through quite a lot of steps involving getting a certain amount of kills with the normal Dragon Strike, then using it outside the map to destroy these flags, and then doing a lockdown sequence before you finally get it, and the only difference is that you get 2 Dragon Strikes to use rather than just 1. I can say with 99% confidence that pretty much everyone watching this video hasn't done that specific Easter egg in Gorod Krovi for a very long time, if not at all. Now the next Easter egg, which definitely isn't as forgotten but still might escape your mind a few times when playing Gorod Krovi, is the upgraded shield. Now this thing is really good in comparison to the one on Shadows of Evil, as this thing is a lot better. It shoots more propelled fire blasts. It's just a really good shield to have. Now you've probably gotten crate power and gotten the upgraded monkeys a few times, but you may not know that there is a pretty difficult Easter egg in order to get these without crate power. So in order to get upgraded monkey bombs in Gorod Krovi, you're going to obviously need to get the monkeys out the box. You need to build the dragon shield, and you have to find a random candle which you need to light with the dragon shield's blast so that you can pick it up. You're also going to need to pick up a set of flowers, which is in Dragon Command, and you're going to need to pick up this blue canteen, which will spawn after you get 40 to 50 kills with the monkey bomb. You pick that up, you return it all to your gravestone in the spawn room, and that will give you the upgraded monkeys which will appear out of the dirt below. Very, very long-winded, and you probably just want to do crate power instead, but if you did want to get upgraded monkeys and you haven't done it yet, bam, there you go. I've only got one more main map to talk about, and that is Revelations. Now there's a lot of Easter eggs inside this map, and you still probably got a lot of them fresh in your brain, but there's 2 which come to mind which you may not really do anymore in your games, and they are pretty neat. So the first one is getting the Dr. Monty perk jingles. Now in order for you to get this, all you need is to buy the Widow's Wine perk and simply knife a perk machine when it's playing the standard jingle, and you'll hear Dr. Monty come in and give the best performance you've heard yet of the lyrical versions of these jingles, which is awesome. And the second one is the chalk table Easter egg. Now I'm sure you guys might remember this, but there's a piece of chalk you pick up in Horizon Drac, and around the different sections of Revelations there's going to be words on the walls which don't necessarily belong there for those respective maps. You need to mix them around and get them into the right order, and you'll have a table in Nacta and Toten where you can place down a weapon and a player in your game can pick that weapon up. So it's basically a way to share weapons. Very, very useful. Now there's one more map which I forgot, which was part of the standard maps when the game first came out, the first DLC map, the Giant. Now there's only one big Easter egg on here which you may have forgotten, and this is the free perk from the robot, and this is using the robot to actually melt this piece of ice and reveal this perk machine. Now there's so many gobblegums out nowadays that you don't even really think about doing this, because you just get all the perks from Perkaholic or On the House or Raindrops or any of the various perk related gumballs. But to do this, all you needed to do was link all 3 teleporters so Pack-a-Punch was open, and then throw a monkey bomb inside of each teleporter as you're using it. And once you've done that, you'll notice this panel on the mainframe will be flashing red. You press that button and the robot will shoot a laser which will bounce off the sign of Doris and bam, onto that perk, which will remove that ice, melt it, and reveal either Stamina Up or Deadshot Daiquiri. But there we go. That is all of the forgotten Easter eggs in Black Ops 3 Zombies minus Zombie Chronicles. If there's any which you didn't know, like I said, let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, perhaps on Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1 and World at War, definitely drop the video a like rating and subscribe for more. You can check out these 2 recent videos on screen right now for you guys to go and click and enjoy. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.